Hey, what's up, sickos, fuckers, and screwheads out there? How's everybody doing? It's hot as fuck here in LA. I know people in the South and Texas and Arizona are telling me to shut the fuck up. It's not that bad, but it's pretty hot for us. So hopefully everybody's staying cool in this region. Fucking, you know what? It's the dog days of August. It's hot everywhere, so we're all suffering in the heat. We will suffer together. Actually, right now I'm inside the death cave in the air conditioning, so I definitely should shut the fuck up. So, well, welcome to hell, everybody. And this is episode 10. I didn't even think I was going to do one a few months ago, let alone 10. So, hey, fuck it. It's growing slowly but surely. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support and everything. This is the Discogs Roundup. Let me do a quick backstory about my Discogs experience. Yeah, I don't know when it started, 25 years ago or something, maybe 20 years ago. Who knows? I'm not really sure. I'm not going to fact check that one. A lot of my friends were on there. And you know how it goes. Periodically, you got to sell some stuff, especially when you're a collector. Run into some money issues, you sell stuff. So a lot of my friends were picking up, reacquiring classics, whatever underground music genre you can think of, every form of music. You got to sell your vinyl, your demo tapes, whatever. And because of hard times, and I've been there too, periodically, we've all been there. And you could go back to jump on Discogs, and it's a marketplace there. Some people like to show off their collections, what they have they're not selling. Some people they'll trade, sell, whatever you want to do. So a lot of my friends that collect music, they were on there years ago, and they're always telling me, Mike, you need to get on Discogs, dude. There's some killer shit. Some of my other buddies that didn't have accounts on there, weren't active on there, they were using it to buy stuff. Or as far as because I think you have to have an account these days to purchase stuff. So they were just purchasing, though. They weren't posting their collections and trying to trade or sell or whatever. They were always bragging about great deals, and sometimes not so great deals. Sometimes you get ripped off, people selling LPs and tapes for hundreds of dollars, and it's kind of laughable or whatever. But, some of these young kids, they get hungry for the original copies, and they'll fork over big bucks. seems like pretty decent track record. If you find good sellers, good buyers, whatnot, then there's ratings and all that kind of stuff. So you can look all that up. If the seller has a bunch of positive ratings, then it's all good. Anyways, I finally, a couple months back, jumped on, got an account. It's been pretty cool. So this episode is my first few purchases on Discogs, and I'm calling it the Discogs Roundup. So it's kind of based on some things that I purchased recently that I wanted to show, and show everybody out there what's up with these awesome things that I was able to acquire on Discogs. So let me play this real quick, and then we'll get to it. All right, so we're going to start the Discogs Roundup with one of the killer things that I got. It's the Nuclear Death, a symphony of nuclear death. It's a box set with a bunch of tapes and a bunch of cool shit. And I'm going to play a real quick clip. I just wanted to play real quick. I've been gun shy about putting songs up and whatnot, but yeah, I don't think there's going to be any copyright issues with Nuclear Death. I'm working on getting the songs back up and playing something. So playing some music too to break up the yapping, that's my original concept. But anyways, the box set is fucking insane. Obviously, Nuclear Death's one of my favorite all-time bands, and this thing is just fucking badass. Go this way. They went all out on this one, for sure. Got to be careful when I'm opening this up. So yeah, it's a nice hard case. Top comes off. And inside here, we got 6 tapes. There's a 40-page booklet, 4 postcards, 2 posters, a patch, and a guitar pick. So I'll go through the stuff. So here's the cool patch of the artwork. Fucking brutal. A symphony of nuclear death. So there's the patch. There's the guitar pick. It's got the logo, cool art. I'll never use this. I'll just save it in the package. Not much of a guitar player anyways. This was put out by Flago Records. And before I forget, before I start showing the rest of it. So the original box set of this came out in 2017. I remember I'm connected with Lori Bravo, obviously the singer bass player. Lovely Miss Lori, the true sicko. I remember her posting about this back then. And I just, at the time, I didn't have any extra money and I didn't get a copy of it. This edition is the extended version, and this came out in early 2020 before the pandemic mania was happening. I don't know what the difference is, if there's more music, extra stuff. I'm not really sure. I didn't research that, unfortunately, so my apologies. This isn't the first edition. This is the extended edition. So here are the postcards. There's the infamous picture of Bloody Lori. Awesome. Back then we were just like, what the fuck? That's fucking killer. And then on the back side just has the logo. Cool old school band photo that made the rounds back in the days. I believe this is from the Bride of Insect era. So I remember this in the Wild Rag newsletter and fanzine and whatnot, seeing that all the time. Again, the same back. Another killer band photo. Fuck yeah. Awesome. And another classic band photo. Mysterious, this one. Hiding in the shadows. And then this is the booklet. 40 pages. The art, it's like a pamphlet. Got all the lyrics. Sickness, unbelievable. More band photo. Looks like that's the same one. Other stuff laid out pretty killer, old school fanzine style. Not sure if Phil did this. All the, I mean, looks like his art. You know, I mean, there are a lot of retro artists out there. I don't know if they're able to get a hold of him, but yeah, this is fucking amazing. Totally amazing. So that's the booklet. Then there's the two posters. Amazing stuff. This is all stuff that made the rounds back in the day. The fucking power trio right there from Arizona. Arizona's finest. And then this is the legendary Puerto Rico show when Richard C. and the Puerto Rican contingent brought down Nuclear Death and Impetigo down there. So legendary stuff. That's the gig poster for that. Actually, I want to say that there's 3 posters. Yeah, there's actually 3. My correction. That's the awesome Bride of Insect poster there. That's just a Flaga advertisement. Looks like they're doing Samael and Treblinka too. Old school. And they got Danger Cross, Mythic, Broken Hope, Thou Art Lord, Lord Belial. So, yeah, obviously re-releasing a lot of old school stuff. It's killer. And here's the tapes. Six of them. So there's the back side of the box there. It's got all the info. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard cardboard, man. Good stuff. High quality shit. So we got the Welcome to the Minds of the Morbid tape. A Symphony of Agony. The classic, Wake Me When I'm Dead. It's good stuff right there. All this is good stuff. My favorite, one of my favorite albums of all time, Carry On for Worm. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Bride of Insect. The classic debut. Also absolutely disgusting. And the old school Vultures Feeding comp. I got some of these tapes somewhere, the originals, but it's cool to have these in the box like this. And the Progression, the Wake Me When I'm Dead demo back in the day when they first started, it's very thrashy, but it's fucking crazy because, at any point in time, they just always sound like they're just going to fucking lose control and go off into, what they became later. Maybe because I heard The Bride of Insect first. That was my introduction to them. So maybe in my mind, I was always like, oh shit. They weren't a total traditional fast thrash band, but they had that kind of feel, where it was very, very, very intense, grindy, fast thrash, and just fucking a lot of ripping speeds. So yeah, this was the guy that I got it from on Discogs. I just kind of ran across it. I don't know what I was looking for. I might have just been browsing like in a break in the action at work or something on my lunch and ran across this, and it was kind of like, wow. And it was $70 plus media mail shipping. So like $75 when it was all said and done, and for something like this, I thought it was a bargain. There's a little bit of damage on the outside of the box, and he had listed that. I didn't give a shit. He had pictures of everything and descriptions of, yeah, it's not mint, it's not perfect or whatever, but everything else, was fine. The inside the tapes, I mean, it wasn't even used. A couple of the postcards were a little bent or whatever, but the tapes were all sealed. So yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that or whatever, but I didn't care. I still thought it was a great deal, and I jumped on it. And he had a good reputation online as a good seller. So total fucking score. Definitely proud to own this fucking beast. Like I said, being a hardcore old school Nuclear Death fanatic, it's just fucking badass to add this to the Bloody collection. And I think it's an amazing tribute to an amazing band. So keep an eye out for that. I mean, I'm sure there's other opportunity to get it out there. I know that there was other copies. It was interesting too. There was this was a United States seller. There was a lot of sellers in Europe, mainly France, I believe, and then a lot in Japan. So it was interesting. I mean, there were several in each of those countries, and then there was a couple other places too, like one in Germany and one in Belgium. So yeah, I don't know. This made the rounds. I don't know if those are distros or what the deal is with that, but it's available. I mean, I'm glad I didn't have to pay the international shipping, obviously. So as far as I saw, though, I found the only United States seller at that time that had it, and he had it for a while. There was a note on there saying it's my last one, but I've had it for a while. Nobody jumped on it. So, it's one of those things. I got lucky. I was only on Discogs for a couple weeks and got lucky. So yeah, I fucking lagged. My buddies were right in the past that I should have been on there a long time ago, but yeah, shit happens. Now I know. And I got the Symphony of Nuclear Death fucking tape box set. So it's fucking badass. Definitely stoked to have it in the collection. Oh yeah, before I forget too, got some pictures of this Nuclear Death box set. So there's the ad, all the fancy shit that comes with it. Really cool. And then here's another one. These are pictures that I found online. So that's cool there. And then somebody took a picture of the whole thing all spread out. I think that's the original edition because there's only 2 posters in that one. So this one, the extended edition, I think they put an extra poster in there, but I didn't see that. Either way, it's fucking badass. So, maybe Flaga Records has it and you can hit them up. And if they don't have it, then those other distro people or sellers, whoever they were on Discogs, they're around. So If this is up your bloody alley, go grab one. All right, moving on now. Got the stack of madness, the bootlegs, some of my all-time favorite bands too. I saw these. It was literally the first or second day that I got on Discogs, and I ran across these. Some of the greatest bands of all time, obviously, and none of these groups should be a stranger to any of you. So I think the Autopsy was the first one, and I never got that demo. I was never able to get a copy of that. So I saw that, and then all of a sudden, it's kind of like suggestions, or like the others tapes just started popping up. Oh shit, I need that. Next thing you know, I'm 7 deep, and I don't think there was very many others after that. So yeah, I absolutely had to get these fucking badass total bootlegs. I'll go over the layouts and whatnot, but I took some pictures when I got them. Let's do a quick video with an old Autopsy song. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I just wanted to play a quick snippet of some old classic Autopsy from the 87 demo. So that was a little safer compared to some of these other bands. I'm definitely not going to play any music from those other bands because I don't know what type of copyright shit. Some of these bands are massive now, obviously. So yeah, I'm not even going to fucking gamble with that shit. But we're going to talk about them. We're definitely going to talk about them. So let's get it started. You should know this band, obviously. At one time, the kings of death metal, for sure. One of them. But yeah, that early era stuff, just pretty much untouchable. So this is a bootleg version of the Bleed for the Devil 1986 demo. So I don't think I need to show. All the tapes pretty much look like this. They're just very generic, no label, anything. Obviously, these are hardcore bootlegs, so whoever made these doesn't want the attorneys and the labels coming after them. But yeah, it's just regular paper, nothing fancy. These are relatively cheap. I mean, they were like $10 each. So, and this was a classic shirt design back in the day that was making the rounds in the underground. That's the Bleed for the Devil shirt from what I remember. So that's cool that got put in there. And there's 5 songs on here. Bleed for the Devil, the title track, the infamous Chapel of Ghouls, the Awesome Abominations, Morbid Angel, the song Morbid Angel, and Hellspawn, which is an old classic. If you're a fan of the old era of Morbid Angel, then you'll be familiar. And no, this is fucking badass. This is the Mike Browning on drums lineup. So he was on drums and vocals, and obviously Mike went on to Nocturnus and After Death, but he's known for Nocturnus, and John Ortega on bass. I didn't remember that. I don't remember who that is. So I just wasn't paying attention back in the day at that point, I guess. And then, of course, Richard Brunel on guitar. Rest in peace, Richard. Richard, he was a hero of ours back in the day. Nice guy too. Nice guy. And of course, Trey, the leader and founder of Morbid Angel. That's the lineup. So it's Trey, Richard, John Ortega, and Mike Browning on drums and vocals. And Mike is a good drummer. He's perfect for this style. Very evil. Obviously, not as dynamic as Pete Sandoval, but if you're, when this stuff was coming out, the first thing I heard from Morbid Angel, actually, I didn't listen to this first. I listened to the Thy Kingdom Come demo, and that had a different drummer. I off the top of my head, I can't remember if Mike played on that, but regardless, Pete definitely didn't play on it, and it was still fucking amazing. One of the best demos ever, and a lot of this stuff is just fucking totally killer. But regardless, it's got a really evil vibe with it. Mike's vocals and his drum style. It's just something about it. Totally evil and just fucking so badass. Actually, that's bothering me now. Let's see. I'll look it up. We're going to fact check that. See who played on the Thy Kingdom Come demo real quick. My buddies are going to yell at me, "You poser!" Yeah, that's what I thought. Wayne Hartzell played drums on Thy Kingdom Come. It was a real, unknown dude at that point, and I don't know what he went on to after that, but that's a fucking classic demo he played on. Shortly after that, they got Pete, and the rest is history, obviously. So, but this Bleed for the Devil demo, man, it's just raw fucking evil, just total. You can tell they were taking the Venom and Sodom and Frost and Hellhammer vibes and just kind of trying to get a little crazier with it too. So it's definitely essential if you're a hardcore underground maniac Morbid Angel fan. If you like that old stuff, definitely fucking recommend it. 1986, kind of ahead of its time for the fucking brutality that was going on too. There's just something about it that's just fucking evil and fucking sickening, All right, next up. This is the tape that I saw that started this whole process. The 1987 Autopsy demo. Fucking incredible. This was just a band at its birth that was savage, I mean, that late 80s death metal still had a foot over in the thrash metal area, So this is no different. It's not quite 100% full on heavy death metal just yet, like Severed Survival, or even Critical Madness. That was a next step over. But this demo is fucking amazing because it just, the energy there, it's Chris. It's the fucking crazy ripping energy that dude brings with the drums and the vocals. That's what always set Autopsy apart, and that's why they're my favorite death metal band of all time. And you compare them to a lot of similar bands of that style, there's just no comparison to me. They're the gods, and it all revolves around Chris, So, yeah, this is the 87 demo. Again, white tape, no big deal. Yeah, this one came with a little lyric sheet, so that's cool. And like I said, my introduction to Autopsy was the Critical Madness demo, and I never got a copy of this one. So, it's upside down here. Generic paper, no biggie. Got the old information. Chris's address. But yeah, like I said, I was never able to get a copy of this, so it's cool. I actually have this specific. And obviously, I think every single one of these, I don't have the original. I was too young for most of this stuff. I hadn't heard Autopsy yet. They hadn't really got out there. And it's just fucking amazing to have this now. Real fucking savage, fucking old, putrid, old skull death, like they like to call it. Old skull death, where it's kind of still thrashy, but it's just really fucking morbid and evil, though, And this one's got 4 songs: Human Genocide, Embalmed, which ended up on Severed Survival, Stillborn also ended up on Severed Survival, and Mauled to Death. And Mauled to Death is cool because it's got Eric Cutler on vocals. And this one's interesting too because they were a trio back with this demo. So it was Chris Reifert, Eric Cutler, and then some Eric Elgard played bass. Autopsy always had a revolving door of bass players. Obviously, once Danny got on board with the Critical Madness demo moving forward, that was the main trio was Chris, Eric, and Danny. And then, they've had a lot of bass players over the years. But, yeah, completely fucking classic and essential. I mean, if you're a death metal fan, you got to have the fucking 87 Autopsy demo. Now that there's a bootleg of it, get a copy. Get a fucking copy. Don't be an asshole. You want it. You fucking need it. All right, fuckers, moving along. Man, I wish I could play some of these tunes, but definitely don't want to get in trouble. The Mighty Venom. Yeah. Fucking greatest band of all time. Or at least top 3 for me. That old picture. Classic. Venom always took the best pictures. So yeah, this one's got the first 2 demos on it. Classic shit. Blank. Put the wrong one up there. There's that. Pretty cool little layout. Like I said, you did a good job with this. Real simple. People would say, oh, it's generic, this and that, or whatever. But hey, man, these are fucking demos. Real easy. So yeah, the side A has the 1980 Demon demo, and side B has the second demo of 1980. And side A has the 3 songs: Angel Dust, Raise the Dead, Red Light Fever, all fucking absolute classics. And then the second 1980 demo has 6 songs, also a bunch of classics: Sons of Satan, In League with Satan, Angel Dust, Live Like an Angel, Die Like a Devil, Schizo, and Venom. And it's interesting, too, as you saw in the picture. Let me bring the picture back up again. That's Jesus Christ on vocals in the top right. So obviously, he was out of the band at a certain point. And then that dude down there in the bottom right, Mr. Kronos, took over at some point. So, yeah, no, this is badass shit. Just super fucking raw, energetic versions of the classics. They were still kind of finding their way a little bit, but they knew what they were fucking doing, mixing the punk and the metal and creating that black metal sound. So come on, man, this is fucking absolutely essential shit if you're a Venom fucking nut like I am, or if you're just a fan of old school shit, you got to have a copy of this. Fucking brilliant shit, man. Brilliant shit. 2 demos from 1980. Can't beat it. Fucking Venom rules. So, yeah, so far these fucking tapes, just All fucking essential classics. These were no-brainers. You know, they should be no-brainers for you if you want to add some fucking total sickness to your collection. All right, so moving on. The next one. Make sure I get the angle right. The Mighty Slayer. And these are songs that are rehearsal sessions from 1983 for the Show No Mercy album. So it's got the entire Show No Mercy album, and then, of course, the classic Aggressive Perfector. Yeah, I don't know the story why Aggressive Perfector was left off. I think it was on the Metal Maniacs comp, and they just decided to leave it on there. There's a classic picture. Classic fucking Slayer. The early era. There's some older pictures where they're wearing like heavier guy liner and they got spandex and stuff like that. This is where they started getting fucking a little bit more evil, obviously. So it's all good, man. Heavy metal was fucking, it was crazy back then, you know? There was a lot of this type of shit going on. So I know people rag on some of this stuff. Whatever, man. They look fucking heavy duty. Fucking evil has no boundaries. You know what I mean? So yeah, this one's fucking badass. Layout's very simple. This one kind of folds out a little bit more. Old school fucking designs. It's got the song list on there. So yeah, these are just some raw versions of the Show No Mercy stuff. And obviously, if you're a fan of Slayer, this is absolutely essential. And that's the cool thing about these is that, you know, these are originally released on these shitty demo cassette tapes back in the day. So here they are back in the form. So it's got the tape hiss and all that stuff. Pretty cool little design on the back flap right there, the J card. So yeah, no, it's just fucking really fucking raw and fucking ripping versions of the Show No Mercy era stuff. So this is early Slayer. You know, if you are all about that era, then this is absolutely fucking essential. And, you know, that's the thing, too, is that these days, people don't realize. Same thing with Morbid Angel. People make fun of them. I know, you know, obviously, some of these bands and artists do some unforgivable, really stupid fucking shit. They release some weird stuff, and I know it gets a little bizarre with some of them. A lot of people make fun of Slayer now because of this or that. Oh, they were overrated. They were never that great and this and that. Oh, I never liked them. Mostly younger generation kids that have no idea. They'd never felt the energy of like classic Slayer in their prime, which you can't touch that power, speed, and aggression, you know? I mean, they were just, there's nothing like it. When they were firing on all cylinders, you know, first time I saw them was 1985, like the Hell Awaits era. Me and my brother were just floored. My brother wasn't even a fan, but, you know, he admitted, like, Jesus fucking Christ, that band's insane. Like, what the fuck? How are they playing in front of this many people? It's just so bizarre to have something that fast and heavy, you know, in a big arena like that. And obviously then, you know, moving forward after that, they just kind of took over. Saw them again on the Rain and Blood tour. You know, they opened for Judas Priest. And I mean, Judas Priest, still one of my all-time favorite bands, but they just wiped the floor with Judas Priest. And I mean, that was I don't think it was, it was Turbo. It was the Turbo tour. So they were kind of doing those songs or whatever. They didn't stand a chance, man, you know. And then once Slayer started headlining their own shows or whatnot, you know, I mean, Danzig and some of these other bands that were opening for him were cool and everything. I think Kerry King kind of picked certain acts. I mean, Danzig was awesome, don't get me wrong. I saw him in 88 on the South of Heaven tour, the World Sacrifice tour. Danzig opened a lot of the shows out here. So we jumped around because they would play LA, They played Riverside. They play San Diego. They play the Bay Area. So we travel around, go, see 4 or 5 Slayer shows over a few days or something like that. Instead of the Grateful Dead, we follow Slayer around. So yeah, we were fucking, me and my crew were really fucking into them because they were the heaviest shit. But it's like I said with Morbid Angel, that classic era, you can't fucking touch it. I mean, Slayer in their heyday, just, yeah, man, just fucking, there was just nothing like it. Those shows were so fucking violent. And, later Morbid Angel and Autopsy and, Napalm Death, Carcass, Bolt Thrower, some of these bands coming over here gave them a run for their money, but still, there's just nothing like fucking old school Slayer. Just, they're the greatest. They're the fucking goats. You gotta love it. Even though they look like that for a little bit. That's fucking brutal, But that's all good. But yeah, this is fucking real fun to listen to. Like, kind of raw early versions of the Show No Mercy stuff, getting ready for the album. So it's it just like it sounds. It's a fucking rehearsal. So the quality's not the best, but it's fucking badass. And if you're a Slayer fan or a fan of fucking putrid heavy music, you need that motherfucker. All right. Moving on. We got a couple 2, 3 left of this group. This one, it's great to have this. The quality's horrible, even for a demo nerd like me that loves shitty quality. I mean, just this is a mess. It's just Sodom, the early era Sodom being one of my all-time favorite bands for sure. I just had to have this too. So I don't give a fuck about the quality. Regardless, man, it's fucking cool to listen to, but definitely not on par with some of these other ones. I don't know if you can see the writing's pretty small on that old school band photo. Tom's got the beginning of the bowl haircut going on. There it is. The sin of Sodom is the sight of evil. So this is 1983, demo number 1. It's got 4 songs: Devil's Attack, Witching Metal, Life from Hell, and Poison Blood. Classic shit. And let's see. Yeah, back then on this recording, Aggressor was the main vocalist. So I believe he was playing guitar and vocals. And then Tom was just playing bass. He did some vocals too, but mainly the bass player. Chris Witchhunter on drums, rest in peace. So yeah, he did play on this. So they were a power trio starting up. And they were on this demo here. So like I said, the quality's not the best. I think it's the performances, you could tell they were just young, trying to figure shit out, trying to put stuff together. They weren't very good just yet, but the potential's there for sure. The potential's there, and I fucking love it, man. I'll fucking throw it on and fucking enjoy it, and it's cool. Sometimes it's hard to listen to, admittedly, and I understand if you don't get it, but I don't give a fuck. It's got a Sodom logo on it, old school shit. I fucking bought it. Had to have it. So that's my fucking story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Two more. Possessed. The death metal demo. Classic. Sorry, I got all my shit set up here and knocking things over and whatnot. There it is. Now, people need to fucking chill the fuck out because what I'm about to say might be blasphemy to some. You're going to freak out thinking I'm out of my mind. I actually prefer this demo to Seven Churches, which I love Seven Churches, don't get me wrong. I actually love Beyond the Gates, and it has a horror too. There's different things about those other albums that bother me sound-wise and this and that. But this demo is literally flawless. It's just fucking flawless. Unbelievable. The energy there. It's fucking sickening. Perfection. 1984. This is so ahead of its time. Many say this is the very first death metal demo. You know, definitely one of them. I know that, Chuck and the guys down in Florida, Cam and Mantis, were doing stuff pretty early on. I know Genocide was starting to pick things up around this time. Master, Death Strike over in Chicago. So whatever, this is definitely one of the fucking earliest death metal recordings. I mean, it says death metal, so it's got 3 songs: Death Metal, Evil Warriors, and Burning in Hell. Obviously all fucking classics, but there's just something about the fucking performance and energy on this fucking thing. Unbelievable. The lineup has Jeff, obviously, and the 2 mics from the classic Seven Churches lineup, obviously, but some dude named Brian Montana plays guitar. So obviously Larry Lalonde was not in the band during this demo recording. I'm not really sure what he went on to, how long he was in the band, all that kind of stuff. He also played on the Swing of the Axe, that old version on one of the Metal Maniacs comps. And Larry obviously joined prior to Seven Churches because he plays on that. So, but yeah, no, this is fucking incredible. It's one of my all-time favorite demos. I mean, I know I got a lot of them. You've heard and seen me talk about them, but this motherfucker, man, unbelievable. A cool fucking logo too. I know that later one's iconic, obviously, but I like this one, man. Real simple, amateurish in a sense, but just unbelievable. Fucking cool. All right, well, we're to the end of the Discogs roundup here. And there's Destruction. The Mighty Destruction, more German madness. This is the Bestial Invasion of Hell demo from 1984. 6 songs on here. Let me throw this up real quick. Old school design. Kind of similar to this cover, just kind of different colors or whatnot. Different color scheme. So yeah, there's 6 songs. Mad Butcher. Mad Butcher's on there. Total Disaster, Antichrist, Front Beast, Satan's Vengeance, and Tormentor. This has the classic power trio lineup. Schmear, Mike, and Tommy. That's remember, well, I mean, if you were old school, fucking old fart, Destruction always had the coolest fucking band photos, right? They're in the fucking cemetery with the leather and the bullet belts and the upside down crosses and the spikes and all that shit. Fucking crazy ass, fucking curly, heavy metal afros. That's like, what's going on? What the fuck's going on over there in Germany? What's with the fucking crazy fucking hair, man? And then you see some videos of them and the fucking head banging, fucking curly fucking hairs just flying everywhere. But yeah, man, those fucking old band photos, they were just so fucking badass. I mean, the Sodom pictures are fucking cool too. They look pretty fucking evil. But then, Tom's bowl haircut it made it more disturbing in a sense. It was kind of comical and whatnot, I mean, plus the masturbate to kill myself line. But yeah, it was Germany was just fucking nuts back in the day. Creator, Sodom, and the Mighty Destruction. And this one's fucking badass. It's really fucking raw, obviously. 1984. It's interesting hearing these kids. I mean, they're kids playing this crazy music, trying to get as fast and heavy as possible, and trying to find their way, That's what's always cool about these demos. There's so much youthful energy. Like some of the performances might be kind of amateurish, sloppy, messy, whatnot. Some people don't like that. They like the album experience or whatever, but I don't know, man. I've always been drawn to these demos, It's like I said, too, I was not old enough at the time, just like, all you young bucks out there that say, oh, I wish I was born this and that. I'm not old enough to have this or have that. It's the same thing for me coming up. There was a lot of things that came before my time and I wasn't able to get. So that's what's cool about having these bootlegs, and just fucking badass being able to listen to all these raw old school versions of these absolute classic songs that I grew up with, That's part of the charm of it in that sense. So there they are. The Discogs Roundup. Let me fix that up a little bit. The Discogs Roundup. Destruction, Possessed, Sodom, Slayer, Venom, Autopsy, and Morbid Angel. So yeah, I got the whole group basically. I'm not going to blast this guy's info all over the place. He was fine with me connecting people to his Discogs. So if you know me on social media, just send me a message. I already did some posts about these on there, and people have hit me up. So I have sent people his way, and he was thankful. He communicated with me through Discogs and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not going to blast his information out there. I only have contact with him through Discogs anyways. So I don't even know if there's probably an email on there and yada, yada. But, we communicated through Discogs or whatever. So he's pretty protected on that end, because like I said, I definitely was not going to play most of these fucking bands on here today. I definitely would get in trouble with copyright YouTube shit. So it is what it is, right? But no, it was cool fucking getting the Nuclear Death and all these bootlegs up. And I appreciate you if you stuck this out and you're still watching, listening, whatever. This was Welcome to Hell episode 10, the Discogs Roundup. So I'm going to cut it off now. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you comment if need be about any of this stuff. If you aren't connected with me on social media, you can communicate with me on the YouTube comments too, and we can figure something out. Send me your email. We can communicate that way. I want to keep the guy's info off of those type of platforms or whatever, but I have no problem with doing it on DMs or whatever, on messages. I'll definitely want to give the guy some support. He's a great seller. He's got a good rep on there, so won't be disappointed. I assume he still has copies of these too. So if you want all of them, one of them, a couple of them, whatever, just let me know and I can get you in contact with them. And same goes for the Nuclear Death box set. But you could do some searching online. Like I said, Flaga probably has them, distros, distributors, or just go on Discogs and take a look. I mean, it might have changed since, this has been about a month, maybe 3 weeks since I got these. So maybe he's sold some of the Nuclear Death. I don't know. So take a look. And again, like, comment, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't yet, spread the word around because I've been very busy. We're working on Ruin album number 4 as I'm recording this and trying to put that together and everything. We're working on the songs are all done. We're just basically trying to get them super tight before we go into the studio to start the drum tracking. So then from there we can move forward with the other stuff. So Been really busy with that, and I got some other projects going on that I'm going to be announcing soon. I'll probably announce some of it on this channel too. So, but yeah, I got some other cool episodes and interviews coming up too. I'm just waiting on scheduling for the interviews. It's kind of rough, but I got a couple of old friends and some fucking crazy bands that agreed. So I just got to figure out a schedule with them. So we'll have another sit down. So far, the Caton interview is the only one that's up, but we got some more interviews coming. Trust me, I got a bunch of people I'm going to be chatting with in August. So, and September and October. So it'll be cool. All right, everybody. Well, thanks again. You fucking rule, Mighty Hails. Have a good one and a better one tomorrow. Welcome to hell.